next to some of the northernmost waters of the beautiful Chesapeake Bay. We're at M&T Bank Stadium near Baltimore's Inner Harbor. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens. Is out and about ready to send this one away. And we're underway from the bank. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10.
Come on, set. 10 black. Switch, yellow.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Shotgun now for Love. Short pass brought in. And they are going to have to face a third down here, but only need a yard at most as this play picks up 7. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs.
Let's go now. 33, yellow. Ready?
On the sneak, it's Love. And this defense is going to win this rep. They hold strong there in the middle. Get him down right at the line. 4th down coming up.
That right there, that's a tough pill to swallow. That's kind of a manhood test, Kate. When you get pushed backwards on a 3rd down QB sneak, you're going to look at each other in the huddle and say, that can't happen again.
Yellow, lining. Ready.
They'll run for it. Jacobs. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. So an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble to go for it there on 4th down, Brock. They're moving the chains. 1st and 10 now from the 46.
Here we go, set. 52 blue. Cut.
They stick with Jacobs. Great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line. Even 10-yard gain on the play. And it'll give the Packers the first.
Ready, set.
All set to go now from the 35.
And the Packer first down.
Set. Yellow, 22. Set.
Going to the ground again on first. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Nate Wiggins getting up to end that play. First down run gets him 6. So now it is 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
At the Ravens 29.
Black, 95.
Through one quarter, neither side breaking through on the scoreboard. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to the bank in just a moment.
Ready up.
Time for our second quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive.
Check white. Cut.
Going run again with Jacobs. And all he can get is a yard here, Brock. It's going to be 3rd down.
Hey, that's a run that's hold on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're staring at a 4th down now after that sack.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go, and let that pass rush get home.
The play clock nearing 0, so Coach Matt LaFleur forced to call a timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. And they apparently don't want a field goal to start this game. They want 6. They're going for it.
Come on, set. 50, green. Watch out now. 50, fury. Red, yellow. Set, cut.
They're going to go. It's Love. He's got it to his running back. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Look at that. No worry at all from their sideline, Brock. A 13-yard pickup on 4th down. That was impressive.
A gain of 13 yards.
Ready?
Now, we are still scoreless in this one as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from M&T Bank Stadium coming up. Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Set, ready. 33.
Jacobs gets it on the draw. And a nice start here on 1st down. He gets him 6 before the stop is made.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive run, you really break the backs of the defense.
And he stops as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
Ready, break.
And the Packers, 1st down.
Let's go now.
1st and goal, Green Bay.
Set.
Jacobs. Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
After the loss, it's 2nd and goal from the 5.
Brings up 2nd and
Set,
goal.
cut. 10 cycles. 52 blue. Set, cut.
Here's another for him. And he is in this time. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers get their first point to this game just before halftime. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown.
Here we go.
Packers will set up for the
Yellow,
2-point
43.
conversion.
Set.
Love's going to throw for 2. And he can't connect with his man, so they tried for 2, but it doesn't work out.
6. Ravens, nothing.
Could have been 7 if they tried the point after, but instead, they only call on him to boot this away. Rasheen Ali on the return. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful effort. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything.
What? 13.
Jackson looking to throw right away. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining. Trying to find his tight end. So that brings up 2nd down.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the 1st half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
Looking to throw. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. On now is McManus to kick this away. Ali to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Baltimore offense to the line now. 1st and 10. Now it's Lamar. Buying some time right. He's running with it. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. Offense to the line fast.
On the play. And the Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
I just love that so much, Kate. Yeah, they trailed at the break, but that doesn't deter you from running the ball. And results like that will more than likely have them lean into the run game.
Yo. Report.
First down throw for Jackson. Buys time, rolling right. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Henry running to the left. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. Working quickly here.
That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
You.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he will carry this across for the Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens throw 6 points onto their score. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
Set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And he just sends this out and over the end zone, so no threat of a return. They're going to spot the ball up at the 35 to begin this drive. A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is first and 10.
Here we go. 52 blue. Striker, 3, check pink.
Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for 7. We've got 2nd and 3 now.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity to play with whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts, as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Running on first here with Jacobs. Running there full steam ahead, but he ran out of steam pretty quickly. No gain on that one. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Throwing, it's Love. It's cut right side by Watson. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Packers first down.
Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Packers football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the 4th. First down from the 42.
Here we go, set, ready.
Play fake, it's Love. incomplete left side. Now, he'd be perfect to that point on the drive, but first time we've seen this coverage force him into a misstep in a while.
I know you hear me talk all the time, Kate, about the rhythm of an offense, right?
Yeah,
and I look at it through those optics so much. But it's the same thing defensively. You've got to get a stop, see the ball hit the ground to knock them out of that rhythm.
Ready.
A give to Wilson up the middle. Excellent play defensively as they get to him behind the line. That's going to bring a third down. The Packers take their first time out. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter.
Ready?
Let's see what they went with. Third down.
Come on, set. 45, wide, set, huh?
He'll throw it. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing fourth down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, where they come down to a play or two, and third downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
He's going deep. And they don't get the catch they need there. That hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Offense up to the line fast.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Packers' 46-yard line.
This is Henry on second. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the fourth.
Taken down back at the 49-yard line.
Looking to throw. Has his man. It's cut by Andrews. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
And the Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On first and 10, it's Henry. And they're going to get just inside that red zone on the big play down to the 19. And those are the hurry up here.
That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
First and 10, here's Jackson. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens grow the lead to 7. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
That one splits the uprights. And the Ravens grow their lead to 8. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is first and 10. Love out of the shotgun. That's caught. Tucker Kraft. He's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
That's good.
Ready.
They'll go from the gun with Wilson. And a nice little run there gets him 5. Second down upcoming. They get 6, and we've reached the 2-minute warning. Run picks up 6, so that means it's second and 4.
At the 34-yard line.
Love from the gun. That's reeled in by Jayden Reed. Tackle made at the 10. First and goal coming up.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack them only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Setting up to pass. Dump off, caught by his back. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little game.
And they're still on Brock. He brings in the touchdown, and now they've got a shot to force overtime. All right, they got the touchdown, but that was only half of it. So now they need this 2-point conversion or this one's over. Back to throw. Complete at the 2. And they deny him at the goal line. That 2-point try fails, and that should win them this game. And this is going to be recovered by the Ravens. And they're moments away now from celebrating a win.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. So in front of the flock of fans in the stands, the Ravens get the win at home. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us. All of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.
To you cowards, then it's gonna be quick. Alright, all your men have been to jail before. Whoa. And all them uppercats you run with, get done with, done quick. You gonna approach the dog with some bumps. Alright, they go.
Built on the side of a former piano factory, there's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decades since it opened back in 1998. Welcome everyone to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Up next, it's our main event between the New Orleans Saints and the Baltimore Ravens. Enough build up. The ball is teed up, and we are ready to go. And we're underway from the bank. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line.
Quick, ready?
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10.
Shut up.
The drive begins with Henry. And he fights his way down to the 35 before the defense can get him out. They're going to move the chains after a big play, 39 yards.
I can assure you of one thing. That carry just brought some extra work in the opening quarter. You couldn't script that run any better.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play.
Sit up. Hey. What are ready? Sit up.
Back to throw. Here's Jackson. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. offense in the hurry up here.
It's a loss of 8. Brings up 2nd and 18 at the 45-yard line.
13. Hey, middle.
Here's Lamar. This is completed downfield directly. We won't be able to add anything else onto the end of this catch, so it's going to be a completion to the 25.
First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
First down. Here's Lamar. Escapes the pocket. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Quarterback of his renowns, Kate, I'm not surprised at all to see him throw it into double coverage early. And that incompletion, well, it's just going to fuel his confidence that much more to keep forcing it.
Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10. Before the snap, some early movement. Let's see which side gets tagged with a penalty. He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early. Now the defense did have to work for them on that previous play, Brock. So just 5 yards to go now on 2nd following the flag.
Yo. Hey, report. You at X.
Jackson looking to throw. Throw caught at the 6. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Well, Brock, this was the type of start we expected, right? Given the lopsided matchup we've got. Now it's up to their opponents to start giving them a challenge. Keep this one competitive.
Easier said than done, and you know that, Kate, playing as severe underdogs on the road. How they respond on this next drive is going to be really telling for the direction this game goes.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
First and 10. Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out. Tight end motioning right. Chuck will throw to get us started. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to get to him right along that midfield stripe, Brock, as he's sent out. The end result there, 15 yards and a first. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Shuck. Caught along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
That's what I call complementary defense right there. That pressure by the group up front, that leads to the incompletion and to the benefit of that secondary.
3rd down, here's Shuck. Short pass brought in. And he's got this one down to the enemy 35 before they force him out. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for a Saints first down. All set to go now from the 35.
35-yard line.
To throw again here, it's Shuck. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
This is Alvin Kamara with it. And he's going to be bottled up just a few yards into that 2nd down run. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A 3-yard gain on the play.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. It's on target to Johnson. And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. Looking quickly here.
That's another Saints first down. 1st and goal.
Kamara.
At the 3-yard line.
And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. They're lining up on the doorstep, 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Let's go, go!
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints finish off their opening drive. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yep. Certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
And he gets in. The 2-point try puts him in front by 1. 8-7. Smith has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. From his own end zone, here we go. This isn't even going to make the 20. The coverage team gets to him.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. Lamar out of the pistol. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. The 30. He's at the 10. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take the lead on the first play of the drive. Mark Andrews with the touchdown. Here's Luke for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens push their lead to 6.
14. Saints 8.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Saints enjoying some good field position to start this drive off. 1st and 10 coming up. Shot working from the gun. Throw right side, cut by Olave. And this one does not go far.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37.
Shot now from the gun. Finding Olave, back-to-back plays. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator's going to be one happy camper.
37-yard line.
Here's Shot, 1st and 10. He finds Bailey working downfield here. This play's nearly going to reach that 25-yard line. Defender there to take him out just short of it. So before they get the snap away, we reach the end of the first quarter. It's the Ravens flying to an early lead. Back to the bank in just a moment. We're back for the second quarter. Saints in possession of the football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. He has it at the 5. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints tie and can take the lead here in the second. Chris Olave with the touchdown.
The Saints will line up for the
All right, they're going to throw for it. And that catch in the end zone gives them the lead. Well, he just caught them a touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How did they lose him? How did they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens headed up 1st and 10.
13, 13. Hey, middle. You.
Here's Jackson to throw. Andrews has it, working downfield. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. He gets down inside the 35-yard line. It's a 29-yard gain. And that's going to be a Baltimore first. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
The 31-yard line.
Here's Henry running left. He has room past the 25. And he's going to be down to within a yard of that red zone as the stop is made. Offense to the line fast.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Catch is made in close. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens take a second quarter lead. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games. This sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. First and 10, Saints find themselves with some good field position starting out. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Working quickly here. Give on second to Camara. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, kids, if you want to take your shots. And some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
First and 10. Here's Shuck. That's caught left side by Bailey. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook is wide open.
Well, it has been an exciting one so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. More from M&T Bank Stadium coming up. Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. They'll motion him out of the backfield.
60 Bobcat.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Oh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Would have been a tough 54-yard field goal, so instead they're keeping the offense out there on 4th down. It's complete And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Now the Saints hustling people forward. They need to get set.
First down. First and 10.
Chuck now on first down. Caught just shy of the goal line. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints get some late points and the lead. Chris Olave with the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game.
The Saints will line up for the two-point conversion.
Now Shuck to throw. And that pass is caught inside the end zone. The two-point try comes through, and their lead's a field goal now.
21.
Smith has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Ravens to the line now. First and 10.
Hey, report. Report. Sit up. We changed it. No, we changed it. Sit up.
Now it's Lamar. Forced out to his right. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Even the best of them can be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
Hey, Ozzy. You at X. What are you?
Throwing again is Lamar. Pressure coming, and they take him down. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone on.
A 3-yard loss brings up 3rd and 13.
Third and long for him here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That one intended for Mark Andrews. And that brings up 4th and long. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's second. We've set it down from 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Hey, middle.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. Dumped off to his running back. Escapes the defender. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
No, we changed it. What? Report. We changed it.
Lamar throwing again. The pass pulled in by Henry. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks. New set of downs for him. It starts at the 38.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
No, you. Hey, report. Go ahead. 180. Hey, Ozzy. Hey. You at X.
First down, here's Lamar. Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. That's the Mario Davis.